I see time and time again with clients that what often happens is a project will come in or be created, and it then gets typically aligned or sent through to the person whose job description it fits. Now the challenge with that is that often we're recruiting to try and find someone who's got a very broad set of skills, and we then don't actually align their tasks or activities to their natural strengths. So when I work with clients and we look at how they're managing the projects and tasks that come through, I say let's step back and do a little bit of a paradigm shift, and let's align and divvy up elements of that project or task to the natural skill set within the broader team, and sometimes cross-collaborating with other departments. Now the benefit is extraordinary. First of all, you can isolate to someone's zone of genius, their natural talent, where they perform their best, which by the way reduces procrastination and avoidance or performance management, because when you are doing what you love, you don't need someone on your back telling you it has to be done. So by divvying that up, that person stays in their zone of genius and they can do the component of the project that is their natural skill and natural style. So they'll do a better job, it'll be quicker, it'll be faster, they'll be more inspired, whatever that task may be, because they're doing more of what they love. Then they can tag team with multiple people in the organisation for the other components. Now for me, this is such a smart way to work. Rather than going through job description, align the tasks within the project to job accountabilities to suit the natural fit. A couple of other things I've noticed too is that if, say, this person left, where typically they may have had the whole project or task, the challenge is that a lot of the wisdom, if not all the wisdom, goes with that person to their next employer, or it could be even your competitor. And if they have been the only one who's primarily been involved in the project and kind of worked through all the challenges of the areas that aren't their natural zone of genius, you've lost all that talent and information. So when you do cross-collaborate and you share up the projects and tasks within the team for who's got that natural skill set, you don't run the risk of that whole entire wisdom and knowledge of that project walking, because multiple people are now involved. Now, when I have seen this rolled out very quickly, it's been extraordinary how much faster a project can get completed. Far less nagging and whinging or micromanaging, as I often hear from the leadership team, because they're not trying to drag people in to be a square peg within a round hole. There's more joy, the culture is certainly better, and people are communicating and cross-collaborating. And with that becomes a wonderful team environment, team spirit. And for me, I look at the fundamental behind that is that we're valuing and honouring the person for their true gifts and talents, and allowing them to leverage that and then to continue to grow and develop further. Which, if we look at what our role is as a coach, as a leader, as an employer, really wanting to create a great environment for our team, isn't that one of the ways that you want to do? You want to help them flourish and be a better version of themselves. So for me, it starts with those projects and tasks. Stop thinking job description, or this is how we've always done it, so this is how we're always going to do it. And instead, look at your team, whose natural strengths would fit elements of that project, have them cross-collaborate and tag team through it. There's different elements where you need the creative person or creative team to get involved and come up with all the great ideas. Then, hand it to someone who's got a really innate ability to figure out who else in the team needs to come onto this. Then making sure that the person's got a really fantastic sense of timing and just has a really good rhythm to know, when do we go execute this, when does that happen, which can be very different to someone who's creative, because they're just like, oh, well, we're ready to go now, where they're like, no, there's a process we've got to follow. And then finally, I'd be looking to see who in the team has got that real strong attention and eye for detail and is really good at analysing data, because you're not going to find those same strengths in all four types of people. Your creatives typically aren't great on detail. Your people certainly have a great ability to motivate and cheerlead and network, but not going to be strong on timing typically or data. And your timing people, well, they might not be very good at having a lot of really, really creative ideas. And data people, well, I think half the time they would just like to be left alone to crunch the numbers, do the analysis, get the accuracy right, and then hand it over to someone to kind of spread it through the team. Do that and I think you've got a winning formula, I really do. And certainly the results will speak. Lift in performance, lift in productivity, reduction in procrastination, even sickness and absenteeism. And again, that final piece is that you're creating a really dynamite team who now collaborate and work collectively to get a common goal achieved. So I'd love to help you in your organisation with that. I really specialise in helping teams find out what their natural skill set is, and then helping the teams piece that all together to go, well, who do we hand this over to, when, and at what time. So if you are looking to see how do I go from a team that's kind of performing well, but there's a lot of push and resistance in some areas when it comes to rolling out projects and tasks, to actually having a team that's collaborating, they're communicating, they're really honouring each other for their natural gifts and talents, then I'd love to have a chat. Certainly booking a time with me, and let's begin that conversation, that journey. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. Check out my website. There's lots of useful tips around sales, service, and how do you create a high-performing team. Thank you.